Hi everyone, Matt Morris here in Waterloo, and welcome to the KPL Winter Festival.
I'm honored to be one of the presenters today, and I commend the team at KPL for putting this program together. I wish I could be with you to demonstrate some of the things I've learned about creating with snow. But unfortunately, we're all working together to beat the COVID pandemic, and so here we are. So we're going to get creative by using video to present to you some information that will help you have fun during this difficult time. My contribution has to do with having fun with snow. For this experience, I've patched together a number of smaller videos to present an introduction to what I've learned about sculpting with snow. And I'll tell you right up front that non-packing snow is the best. You do not have to wait for packing snow. So get comfortable and watch as I take you through a few ideas. Here comes my first video that I created back in November when it was still quite warm out. Enjoy.
Hi everybody, I'm Matt Morris in Waterloo, Ontario, and here I am on this beautiful November day. I should almost be in shorts, but my topic today is snow sculpting. Let's get ready for winter to have some real fun. We're going to talk about forms and pounders and sintering and tools, but to kick off the discussion, we really need to understand a very important topic called types of snow. If this is a pie chart of all the snow we receive in our country, what percent of that do you think is packing snow? Because that's traditionally what people think is the only snow you can use for making structures. It's not that often that we get out there and roll a snowball, maybe 2-3 times a year. So if I put that on the pie chart, I'd say that packing snow makes up maybe that much of all of our snow. But what if I told you that all of this snow could be used for snow sculpting? Wow, and that's what I want to really show you today in this very short video. So think of all the snow, including packing, could be used for snow sculpting. Let's look at the basic ideas that make this possible. Number one is a form. So here I've got a 5-gallon pail. If we put the snow, even light fluffy snow, into the pail and pack it in with a snow packer, I call this the 1/4 pounder 7000, with the curve that follows the edge of the pail, and we fill it 3 or 4 times, packing it in, that can be the starting point of success. At the end of this video, I'll show you a video I recorded in the winter where I go through exactly how to do that. So there's the form. And I've already alluded to number 2, the pounder. The pounder is what happens. The snow is pounded together, the tendrils on the snowflakes are broken, and the snow starts to bond together. That bonding process is called sintering. And it's a very critical process to have success with what we're doing here. 2 hours plus is the time it needs to sinter. Sometimes I'll create a tower of snow the night before and then sleep overnight, let it sinter all night, and then come off and take off the form, and now I've got a beautiful medium for carving. Okay? After it's sintered, certainly take off the forms, and then we build. Maybe it's a big structure we're building, or we just go right to carving. Or we build something in and then carve. Okay? Which brings up the last part of the presentation, which is tools. Basic tools for kids, I would recommend a plastic spoon is a great tool. A plastic knife is a good tool. Or even a cake decorating spatula. Okay? All safe. And safety, of course, is very important, especially when we're out in the snow and potentially slipping. If you're an adult, or maybe kids with adult supervision, you want to bring in more tools. Very handy for taking off big chunks. Another saw, which has a bend to it, which can also be a great tool. And here's 3 other ideas. A cheese grater wrapped around a trowel is a great way to smooth off edges and make more profiles within your sculpture. A grapefruit knife, although very dangerous, is a very good tool. Serrated on both sides with a bend, and that becomes great for detail. But don't let me stop you from, for example, designing your own. Here's a stick I had with a bent piece of metal, which gives me lots of detail options as well. Okay? So before I finish, let's take a quick look again. We've got forms, and I'm about to show you some other forms that I've got. Pounding it in is so key. Letting it sinter for at least 2 hours, but maybe even overnight. And then a variety of tools that you'll learn to explore with and try out. Let's take a look now at the other forms I've got in my backyard here. So there's the 5-gallon pail with its related pounder. And here's one I made out of plywood. And on my website, there's lots of info on how you can have success with plywood forms. That's if you want to go a little bigger right off the bat. And then what I've been using is these 3mm HDPE plastic sheets that are 2 feet by 8 feet. And I've got 3 of them here, but I often go up to 8 feet tall. So creating that initial form is really a big part of the secret. So thanks for watching today. There's lots more information on my website. If you type Snowbank Productions into the internet, you'll get all kinds of information, including links to a free snow sculpting club, tool reviews, and lots of other information to help you have fun this coming winter. Let's watch that video now from the winter of how I actually pound the snow into that pail. Have fun. Now, for all your do-it-yourselfers, it's easy to suggest that you can also fill a pail. Here's a 5-gallon or 18-liter pail, and if you fill this up and then again pound the snow in, you can have a lot of fun. Here's a little mini pounder I've designed, again with the curve to match this pail. I made it for a bunch of the kids in the neighborhood, and they're having a lot of fun. And you pound it in. It's pretty messy, but don't worry. Follow the outside curve and then fill it up again. I'll do it very quickly. Fill it up. You do a little more pounding than I'm doing here. And once it's really full, you would really fill it. Grab the handle and flip it. Now, to be safe, you could leave this for 2 hours. Then the release procedure is as follows. Up and twist quickly. Now I'm going to attempt to pull this off. It looks beautiful, but it's very fragile. If you can get it off right away, let it sinter for a couple of hours and then play with it. Carve it, move it around, build a structure. Now let's do a test to see how fragile it is at this point. One finger, it all falls apart. Gotta let it sinter. Non-packing snow. Have fun. Hi, I'm back, and wow, it's sunny now. Hope you got something out of that little video I shot last winter on how to get the snow properly into a pail. You'll notice that I took the pail off right away, which highlights the fact that you can continue building as long as you don't touch your tower during the sintering process. I had a little neighbor friend who last winter made 16 pails in one outing, and that was a lot of fun. And I once took 6 pails worth and stacked them up into a tall tower and carved it into a CN tower. So there's lots of opportunity to make lots of pails worth in one outing. One last reminder just before we go, remember that it's not just packing snow, it's all snow, including non-packing snow, that can be used to increase your fun this coming winter. Have fun, take care. Hi everybody, Matt Morris here in Waterloo, and I'm about to drop this 32-pound piece of LRT track on both of these towers. I want to show that pounding snow into a snow form and letting it sinter for 2 hours is a great way to have fun this winter, even if it's non-packing snow. Let's do it. Let's first drop it on this tower that I made just a few minutes ago. Here we go. Oh, what a disaster. And now we'll drop it on the right one that I made 3 hours ago, and it's been sintering the whole time. I'll try and get the same height. Here we go. It held. You too can have fun this winter if you remember 2 rules. Number 1, pound the snow into your snow form. And number 2, let it sinter for at least 2 hours. This lets the snow bond together. Have fun outside, everybody. See you next time. Hi, I'm back again one more time to wrap up, and this time I'm filming in the winter. Again, hooray! I hope the preceding videos were helpful to you. Thanks again to KPL for putting this all together. If you're wondering about next steps, like me, we'll have to wait for some real snow. But in the meantime, you might want to review my website by typing Snowbank Productions into your search engine. You'll find lots of information and video supports. And if you were fortunate to win one of the 3-pounders KPL gave away with the event, congratulations. But if you didn't win, don't worry. Full build instructions are within my website. But here's the important news. You can be just as successful without a pounder. I made this tower this morning, only using my mittens to pound in the snow. So you'll be fine. Let's also talk about buckets, like this one. What if you can't locate a bucket? I've been thinking about that issue for some time. And I thought about some local restaurants that might have free buckets that you could use. So I contacted Nat of Nick and Nat's, and they operate a number of restaurants in the area. And they gave me some buckets like this one. Most of the buckets, though, were square because that's what restaurants use. So I recently tested to ensure the bucket would release because you can't spin this and lift it. You just have to go straight up. And it works. So an option for you is to politely approach a restaurant and ask if they have any buckets to spare. I think most will be happy to give you a bucket. Now, let's try and release this one just to prove it. Okay, I'm going to jerk it up a little bit. A little vibration. Up we go slowly. So I wasn't able to spin it, but there it is. So I pounded that in with my mittens, and now I'll leave it for 2 hours plus, even overnight, to make sure it's well sintered. I think you got that message by now. Lastly, for next actions, you could also consider joining my virtual socially distanced snow sculpting club. No names are collected and it's all free. And there's even an option to go after 8 badges that I've created to help you learn some snow sculpting skills. Regardless of your choice, I wish you lots of fun outside this winter. Thanks for watching. Take care. Oh, hey, not bad. But I better leave it. It's got to sinter. It's got to sinter some more. And then later, we'll have some fun carving it. Bye-bye.